Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison between these two action cameras. One is the Dji Osmo Action 4 and this is the GoPro 12. Now, full disclosure, this is a gifted item from DJI and they are sponsoring this video, but that is not going to impact my opinion and I will give my honest opinion at the end. I will say straight out of the box, the Osmo Action 4 is wider. It is a wider image than the GoPro 12. But with the GoPro 12, you can get the Max mod, which is a wide lens, which gets it to the same. But in order to get to that, you have to buy an extra add-on. So already before you even start recording, for me personally, the DJI is one up because it's nice and wide straight out of the box. The other thing I will say, it is a lot smaller. So if we remove this, because they have the magnetic mount, it's smaller. So for somebody that travels, especially if you're rigging up things, like later on in the video, we're going to be using an FPV drone. This is lighter and smaller, so it just means that you can put it in different places. Now, the other thing I want to preference is the Osmo Action 4 comes with this cool little case. And this case allows you to mount the camera either horizontally or vertically just by swapping the magnetic clip, which personally I think is a major plus side. With the GoPros, you come with the the original thing, but then you have to buy extra add-ons in order to mount it for portrait. So again, another plus side from a personal preference for the DJI. Now, as I'm talking on the screen, there is some clips playing from me walking around London, so you can see the clips between the two. So on the screen, you have the settings that I'm using, the lens that I'm using, so is it wide, super wide, what stabilization, etc. That is all on the screen. And I think you'll agree that the DJI is, like I said at the beginning already, it is wider. So you can buy the Max mod. I'm just doing it like for like as they come out of the box. And for me personally, it looks better. The other thing as well is the flat profile on the GoPro is good, but the D-Log on the Osmo Action 4 is much better, in my opinion, for grading. I've graded them the same, and I think personally that the DJI Action 4 looks much better. So before we go and meet up with Tom to fly the FPV stuff, comparing the stabilization between the two cameras, I just want to do a little test of vlogging straight with the audio from both cameras. So the audio that you're hearing is from both the different cameras. We're at 4K 60 walking through the streets of London with a lot of ambient noise, so we're just kind of seeing the difference between microphone and the quality of just vlogging, stabilization as we're walking through the streets, and just see what else we can get kind of just walking around. Okay, so this is 24 frames per second at 4K on the GoPro and the DJI Osmo Action 4 at nighttime. And the comparison we're looking at here is how it deals in this low light. So they're both on their stable setting, so their first stable setting. I just wanted to see, before we go and shoot some FPV stuff with Tom, I just wanted to see how the mic picks up on either camera and also how it deals with low light in a busy city, London, in the evening. Seen some stuff in the city and I've just come down to the countryside with this, which is the BMW i7. Obviously I've got both on the screen at the moment. I'm filming at 60 frames per second on the flattest profile. So I can color grade it, you can see the before and after for the color grade, and the audio is coming out of the Osmo Action 4 at the moment. So we're going to get some FPV content of the i7 around this area. I'll show you the stabilization. So the stabilization is going to be on the lowest stability setting on both of the cameras. So that means it's going to be at its widest. So if you did want to crop in and you did want to stabilize it a bit more, then that would be an option for you in the future. There will be no post-production stabilization done to either of these next clips for the FPV footage. Tom, I will link Tom below. I've already said this already, but I'll link him again. I'll link him below. If you ever need anyone to do FPV, drone, video, photo, here's your guy. Tom is going to be sitting in the back of the i7, which sounds like a motion sickness, horrendous concoction, but he's going to be sitting in the back with the FPV, and the idea is we're going to do a couple of passes of the car with the Osmo Action 4 and the GoPro 12 that's currently in my hand. So let's see how it goes. Let's send it and see which one is more stable in the air.
Right, good to go.
You're good to go?
I will. Right, I'm going to fly through that gap.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Big shout out for Tom for this, because this is hard work. Driving in a car with those sensors while trying to fly is quite intense. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Oh my god.
Was I trying to stop myself?
We've come back up to where we're going to start flying the GoPro 12 from, but it is raining, and we can't really fly the FPV in solid rain like this. We'll probably get away with it, but we don't want to risk doing it. We'll wait until it stops. It has got a bit darker, so we've got about an hour of sunlight left, so I'm hoping that this clears ASAP. For comparison, in the same spot where it's quite low light here, everything's in auto, everything's auto on both of them, apart from I've got them both in flat profile, so the flattest profile that they can be in, and then I've done a bit of color grading, which you can see sliding on and off. So you pick which one you prefer out of the two. Throw the drone up so we can get that GoPro 12 footage in the FPV. Beepity boop boop, beep beep.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
So you've seen the footage from the FPV and you've seen the footage from the city. You can make up your own mind. I think there's advantages to both. Personally, I think that they both have their own quirks and their own user-friendly interfaces, but for me it's always going to be the Osmo Action 4. Yes, I understand that this video is sponsored by DJI, but that does not sway my opinion. I've used GoPro for years, and the second I got this, I was like, I want to use it. The front screen is also touch screen, so you can touch the screen and change the settings on the front. So if you've got it mounted on your chest, you don't have to take it off or move it. You can just change the settings like this. Obviously the GoPro, you don't have that. The other thing I want to showcase of these cameras is I've got quick start enabled, so that's when you press the record button while it's off and it will start recording. I just want to highlight that just so you can see the difference. And as you can see, the DJI is much quicker at recording. That was so much quicker than the GoPro. And we'll turn it off. This stops recording. This counts down to give you the option either to cancel or it continues recording a little bit after you stop, just in case you don't want to miss that last bit. So again, starting up, DJI's on, then GoPro. And for me, somebody that walks around and records things live as they're going around the street and taking shots, it's really important to capture the moment. So knowing that the camera is going to record quicker is important to me. So if you're not using quick start mode and you're just turning it on with the power button, this is how quick it turns on. Again, this was much quicker. The DJI was much quicker then. Turning off, that's now turning off, that's now turning off. So the DJI in general is quicker, smaller, more compact. It's wider straight out the back. I think it's slightly more stable than the GoPro in my own opinion. Obviously, none of the footage in this has been stabilized in post-production. The other advantage I would say is because this is wider straight out the back, you have more room to crop in when you're stabilizing in post-production. So that gives you more wiggle room when you're doing that process in post-production. Whereas because this is more cropped in, the GoPro 12, you're going to lose more of the image when you do crop in post-production to stabilize the footage. So personal preference, I'm siding with DJI. I prefer the colors, I prefer the format, I prefer the size, the ergonomics. Literally everything of this works in my personal opinion, better than the GoPro 12. But as always, whenever you're watching any sort of reviews, go out and look at opinions and then form your own opinion. What I would recommend to anybody is go and rent both units, find a way to rent them, and then buy the one that you like. Always go and test it, try it out, and see which one you like. I love this. I since getting this, I haven't not used it. I have the 12, the 11, the 10, and the 9, and I mean I don't even use this anymore. I just use this. So I got this for the purpose of this video only, and I will be selling this. So, with all that being said, create more, stress less. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments, and go get yourself a DJI Osmo Action 4, in my opinion.